Fog will linger as we head through the afternoon in many locations. There are some dense fog advisories already in place for tomorrow morning as well. So keep that in mind. Beyond that, we'll have temperatures in the upper 20s and low to mid 30s in many locations. Some 40s, though, out toward the hills. But like I said, fog comes back. Cloudy otherwise, lows in the teens and 20s. There isn't a lot of active weather to talk about, though. We'll still find a few things to discuss coming up in your extended forecast. Until then, Midday in KELOLAND starts right now.
Live from KELOLAND Media Group, Midday in KELOLAND.
A local brewery opens their very own and fully functional pickleball court. Plus,
22 delegates are up for grabs in the head-to-head race for the Republican presidential nomination. I'm Penny Commit in New Hampshire, where the polls are officially open in the crucial first primary election of 2024.
Listen, we're following developing news this midday on the campus of South Dakota State University. Just minutes ago, university police sent out an alert to students letting them know about an anonymous phone call, quote, threatening to carry out an attack on the campus of SDSU. The message says there were additional phone calls making non-specific threats. At this point, campus police are asking students to be aware of their surroundings. If they see something suspicious, they should contact university police. That's at 605-688-5117. This is a developing story. We'll continue to bring you updates as information becomes available. In Pierre, a bill tightening the rules for who would qualify as a South Dakota resident for hunting and fishing sailed through another step today. The House Agriculture and Natural Resources Committee sent the bill to the full House in a 13-0 vote. The South Dakota Game, Fish and Parks said the bill is designed to prevent non-residents from attempting to fraud the state by claiming to be residents. Under the bill, if a person lives 180 days a year in another state, they won't be eligible for resident hunting and fishing privileges. And whether it's foggy out there, and we have pretty mild conditions to accompany that fog.
Yeah, especially by late January standards, it's going to feel pretty nice, but it's not going to look very nice, though. We've had some pretty murky conditions for a better part of the morning, not to mention some slick spots out there as well, so you will want to continue to keep that in mind. The dense fog advisories for southeastern KELOLAND were allowed to expire at the top of the hour. What you see there is a new dense fog advisory for central and north central South Dakota, going as far west as Perkins County until 9 a.m. Central, 8 a.m. Mountain Time, Wednesday morning. Once again, visibility will be below a half to a quarter mile at times. Even where we don't have our dense fog advisory in place, it's still kind of murky out there. There's Watertown, 27, southerly breeze at 7 miles per hour. And we have some fog hanging over portions of downtown Sioux Falls, 30 with an east wind at 8 miles per hour at the airport. And you can see the 10th Street mural there, front and center. Basically the only bit of color on an otherwise rather gray afternoon here in southeastern South Dakota. 25 right now in Mobridge, 21 at the Capitol, 31 Spencer and Yankton, Marshall 28, Worthington, Brookings, and Mitchell all at 29. 20 for Phillip, but 30 as you go into Rapid City. We don't really have much in the way of active weather to talk about. The closest anything gets is out towards Cedar Rapids and Dubuque, Iowa, and that's really all she wrote. We do have one very small opportunity for an isolated bit of drizzle or even freezing drizzle, depending on what the temperature profile is. But outside of that, it's for extreme southeastern KELOLAND, and even then, chances are going to be pretty low. The focus is going to be on the fog, not to mention the temperatures that will be above average. We'll be near freezing in many locations today in southeastern KELOLAND and even up to the northeast as well. Light breeze in place, becoming partly to mostly cloudy as we head into the afternoon once we get the fog to get on out of here. But this is a late January sun angle, so it's going to take a little while for that fog to burn off, if it does at all. For areas of central and western KELOLAND, a little bit of everything. 30s toward the Missouri River, 40s toward the hills. But we'll have even milder temperatures on the way as we head into next week. We'll talk about that coming up in your 7-day forecast in a little bit.
All right, thank you, Adam. This month marks the start of calf birthing season for cattle farmers. KELOLAND's Julia Lynn takes us up north to one family farm that's been busy helping new mothers with the process.
It's birthing month here at the Salsa Angus family farm with about 40 new calves birthed just in the past few weeks.
We set alarms for about every 2 hours, and we'll take turns rotating nights, checking them throughout the night, and if we see something's calving, we'll try and be here when they have it.
In tonight's Eye on KELOLAND, we'll take a closer look at the birthing process and what it takes to run a cattle farm. Reporting in Hayti, Julia Lynn, KELOLAND News.
A downtown Sioux Falls brewery is now in the pickleball business. Remedy Brewing Company has spent the past few months transforming this warehouse space into 3 dedicated pickleball courts. The courts have only been open since Friday, but Remedy is already looking to the future.
There's talks about leagues, there's talks about membership, there's talks about open play. There's all sorts of different things that we want to do down here, including clinics or beginner level classes where people can come around and just learn what pickleball even is.
The courts are open 7 days a week. You can reserve a court for $30 per hour Monday through Wednesday and $35 per hour Thursday through Sunday. We'll hear from a member of the Sioux Falls Area Pickleball Club about the growth of the game later tonight on KELOLAND News. Voting is underway in New Hampshire, where former UN Ambassador Nikki Haley is taking on her old boss, former President Donald Trump. Trump is hoping a big win in New Hampshire will end the race after only 2 states have voted. But Haley's saying she expects a good night will propel her on to South Carolina and beyond. Penny Commit has details from Manchester, New Hampshire.
Good morning, all is good. Happy Election Day, it's great.
Nikki Haley campaigning outside of a polling location in Hampton, looking for last-minute support.
Who are you voting for today?
Nikki Haley.
Can you explain why you wanted to vote for her?
Time for a change.
The former South Carolina governor has already won the first votes in New Hampshire when all 6 registered voters in the tiny town of Dixville Notch voted for her at midnight.
Nikki's a fighter and she's not giving up, and I just really hope that the rest of New Hampshire follows us and chooses Nikki.
And Haley will have to be a fighter if she wants to make up ground. Heading into today, former President Donald Trump still has a double-digit lead in New Hampshire.
We just got some in the fantastic polls, but assume you're one down, please, okay? And get out of bed and just get to vote. Grab your neighbor, grab everybody. You gotta go out because we have to win by big margins.
Trump has already won the endorsement of most Republican leaders.
It's a big tent party. I mean, we have space for everybody. The question is, who do we want to be our next president? That answer is also very simple. Donald J. Trump.
And his momentum will only grow if he gets a big win here in New Hampshire. But Haley says she will fight on no matter what happens in the Granite State.
I'm running against Donald Trump, and I'm not going to talk about an obituary just because y'all think we have to talk about it. I'm going to talk about running the tape and saving this country.
New Hampshire Secretary of State projects a record turnout at the polls today. Penny Commit, CBS News, Manchester, New Hampshire.